Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take it. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, you know, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, you know, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
I think that we confuse or we automatically correlate and associate capitalists with greed. That's not the definition of capitalist. The definition of capitalist is somebody that engages in practices for profit. That don't mean you being a greedy motherfucker, you want to starve everybody else. That just means you running a business, you want to turn a profit with your business. And so we conflate the two things. And so I think that especially with us as black people, I've said this a million times, I think that to his point, they be putting this evil connotation on making money, dog, to kind of dissuade you from trying to be the best that you could be or trying to make more money while they go out and make zillions of dollars and control you and keep you down.
Correct.
They don't want us to get to a certain place in society, so they try to play this mind fuck on you. And these white kids that are being brought up in these families, they not learning that. We learning that shit, like more money, more problems, and all that other goofy shit that we learn. Like, all right, give me the problems, because I damn sure want the bread. So that's my opinion when it comes to capitalism and people's definition of capitalism.
Yeah. He said that the record industry kind of makes you feel like you're wrong for making money off your art.
I think he said society. But
Society, but sure,
yeah,
but it's really the industry people, right? When you want to, when artists try to monetize their shit like Jay-Z did, they look at you. I agree, but again, that's part of the predatory nature of capitalism, is that it's always trying. A small group of people with a lot of resources are always trying to take those or hoard those resources for themselves. They'd rather themselves have all of it or most of it at the expense of everybody else. Like those record company execs, they didn't want Jay-Z to get rich.
Yo, as Panthers, we're socialists. What socialism means is we care about everybody around us in the community. Yo, we want everybody to eat. We want everybody to share in the productivity of the community. That's what a socialist is. Capitalists believe they need to profit off the people in the community. They have to take the profits and they have to make it private. Individual people should own the profit. Like, what do I mean by that? Yo, we're in the hood right now. We can't afford nowhere to stay. The rents are too high. They're doubling the rent, and people are suffering out here. Newark is leading the country in gentrification. Now, this is not what Africa's saying. You could go to the Climb report that was done by Rutgers University and go check it out. They're going to tell you exactly what I just said. Newark is leading the country in gentrification. If Newark is leading the country in gentrification, people can't afford a place to stay. There's somebody that's at fault for that. That means those people are no longer here in Newark no more. Because if you lose your home, you're not in Newark no more. You have to find somewhere else to stay. 70% of the homes in Newark are owned by corporations. So that means only 30% of the people in Newark own a home. So that means there is no community. The city is transient. People come in, people move, people leave out. You cannot build no community here. Somebody did that. Somebody gave these contracts and allowed these slumlords to do what they're doing. How many slumlords have been to jail? We know people. We know people in Newark that have been to jail, that get locked up for weed, that get locked up for crack. How many slumlords been locked up for not having heat, for not having hot water, for having mice running all around the place? None of them have been to jail, but our children keep going to jail. Who are the people eating in the city? Yo, you guys are sitting up there, y'all giving this interview. I know y'all not living in mansions. I know y'all not doing it big. I know your family members is struggling like all of us out here.
Well, I don't agree with nothing he said. I'm not a socialist. I am definitely a capitalist.
One second, caller. Please respond.
And I would say to you that probably 90% of the people in the city capitalists.
Now that was only, I wrote down, let's get to 2 minutes and 50 seconds and I already have a throbbing vein in my temple. I saw you guys, all your expressions as we were watching that. Who wants to go first? Paul, I see you nodding. Which part of this, maybe we should start with just the Jay-Z clip in and of itself. Jay-Z makes a couple of points. He says he didn't get here by taking advantage of anyone, of any loopholes in the capitalist structure, that he earned his money, to sum it up, fair and square, and that capitalism is something different from exploitation. What would you say to that?